Greetings, disc golfers. KWK here with disc golf for you, and today we are at Orland Park, Doogan Park, and we are at the first hole today. Very nice 9-hole course out here, well manicured it looks, right next to the center for the town. And to start us off, we got ourselves a 215-foot par 3 hole. I'm going to start us off with chucking a destroyer. Hopefully I can get that to curve over there. See where it ends up. And good bounce. Looks possibly puttable. Let's go see how we did. This is a hidden 9-hole in my opinion out in Orland Park. It's a nice course. It's unfortunate it's only 9 holes, but it's a very good laid out 9 holes. And as long as you come out when it's dry, it's a pretty nice experience. It's kind of buried back behind a neighborhood, so it's not an obvious park. You definitely gotta look up directions on how to get here. But if you come out and you're in the area, I don't think you'll be disappointed for a good 9-hole. There's also many other parks in this area that are 9 holes, so you can get your 18-hole fix by just driving a little bit more distance after you do this one. But we're finally here, hole 1, and let's see if we can make this putt. No, of course we hit the pole. Good old roll right there. Still warming up. Alright, let's see if we can at least make par and progress on our way. There we go. Par on hole 1. Now we're at hole 2. This one's only 180 feet, par 3. Pretty much a straight shot here. As I forgot to comment before on the last hole, another great thing about this park is they got a really nice layout here for your tee pad. Plenty of room, and even though it's like a rubber mat tee pad, it's just done so well with the framework, and it's kind of higher up to avoid water getting on it. It's got a good stable feel. But back to hole 2 here. I think I'm going to go with a leopard on this one. It's a fairway driver by Innova, and this one I got better odds of throwing pretty straight. When it's this close and straight, I usually go for a leopard throw. And hopefully that looks pretty good, but that could possibly been a good chunk past the basket. We can't tell until we get up there. Look good though. I mean, this is a interesting hole here. It looks like a very doable ace for people who like to practice and ace a hole. Currently I have yet to ever ace a hole, but I haven't really ever put a lot of energy in just trying to ace a hole, because I don't know, I guess an ace is an ace. I would hope that it'd just be by luck or chance one day while I'm playing I'd get an ace on a hole, whereas a lot of people just sit there and then they throw like 10 discs at a hole all day, get used to it, then eventually ace it. I mean, yeah, you technically aced a hole, but were you playing a game while you aced it? I mean, it's all arguable facts, how you want to look at it. Now that we're up here by the basket too, that leopard looked nice and straight how I threw it, but here we go. Look at this. Even though the accuracy was there, the distance is way over. This is going to be a long putt, guys. So, let's flip our disc, plant our feet, and let's pray on making ourselves a good putt here. And no dice for me. But luckily, nice good putt range for me to get par. Good 2 easy holes right in the beginning. Par on 2. Let's see what kind of challenges 3 have for us, guys. Alright, we're here at hole 3, and this one's 200 feet, par 3. Last one I believe was 180 feet, and I threw the leopard, and since this is another straight shot, I I'm going to throw the leopard again since I overshot. I should be around the 200-foot range with it if I throw again here. A little bit of elevation though. And that tree. And that looks pretty good. Not too bad. We'll see if it's close enough that we can actually get a birdie today. Anything under par is braggable for me. Heck, even par is braggable for me. Depends on how I'm playing that day. But no, this park's got a really nice layout here. Baseball field, biking, playgrounds back there. Good family fun for everybody. So if you got a family or not, you definitely have options for everybody if you just take them all out to the park. It's a nice day out today, so there are a few more disc golfers than normal. So still a healthy distance here. It looks like a sand pit all around it too. I don't know. We feeling like a birdie today? Feeling like getting so close yet so far like usual. Alright. Well, still not going to complain. We can easily lay up a par here. And that's par on 3, and apparently somebody's aced this hole already. On the hole 4. Hole 4, 290 feet, par 4. I always like those par 4s. Give me a chance at a birdie. Since this one's close to 300, it's time to take out the Blizzard Boss. My best odds for distance. Fairly open shot. Just throw and pray. There we go. Got some. Trying. He's off today. Oh, is it? Yep. Yep. It's all more in the step. You want to make sure you do your steps right. Yep. It's all about the step. Always extra friendly disc golfers out. Can't go wrong with that. And we're still tracking where that disc went. It's always going to be friendly and helpful in the sport. You never know who you'll run into on the disc golf field. Well, even though I try to do a good shot, this is still a healthy distance. And this is another hard decision for me. Mid or putter. I'd say mid if I want a chance of actually getting it in. Putter if I just want a nice approach shot. Since I'm usually throwing over, I think I'm going to stick with putter this time. Whoa, high up there. I don't know what I was thinking when I threw that, but hopefully it's not too far over. Take a look at the damage. Yep, even with a putter, that's just my style, overthrow, guys. But luckily, this one's a par 4, so if I land this, I can still have a birdie on this course. So, there's our birdie with the generous par 4 on this course. On the 5. Here at hole 5, 220 feet, par 3. So, this one looks like another straightforward shot. And since it's just a little bit over 200, I'm going to try that leopard again. See if I can keep it straight and get there just far enough for an easy putt. And nope, Should have threw something else. I was just thinking leopard could make it. This is going to be a rough one to recover from, guys. That little bit of elevation just caught it. Elevation shots are always pretty tricky to predict, at least for me. You want to throw just a little bit higher, but in the same token, if you throw too high, you're going to lose a lot of distance, because if it's going straight up, it's going to have a lot more resistance, it seems, when I throw. So you want to keep it at a good medium height when you're tossing it. Now from this point here, I have to throw something creative. I think I'm just going to have to either try a straight hard putt at it, or possibly flick the disc to kind of dive over there. I think I'm going to lightly flick the destroyer, see if I can get it to just curve around and get close to the basket. Let's try that out. There you go. Worked out just fine. See, people don't always realize, but you can use any disc you want on any shot. If you want to drive with a putter, have at it. You want to putt with a driver, have at it. All that matters at the end of the day is that you can get that disc in the basket in as few throws as possible. And it took me a while to realize that when I started the sport, because I was really restricting myself, thinking, okay, this is a putting situation, so since it's a putting situation, I only throw a putter. And you know, over time you'll realize you just throw what works for you in any situation. Par on 5, on the 6, guys. Alright, we're at hole 6 here. Excuse the noise, but apparently somebody needs their true green fix on the yard right next to me, so hopefully you can somewhat decipher what I'm saying. But 270 feet, par 4. This one, I don't want anything that dive bombs, because there's railroad tracks right there, and I don't feel like fishing anything off the railroad tracks or going through all these trees. So if I want something that's fairly accurate for me, that can throw pretty straight and far, I go with the Katana, because this is similar. It just feels similar how the Leopard handles. It just seems to go farther for me. So hopefully we can get there close and get away from this true green truck quick. Well, the problem is with discs that throw very straight, they throw straight from where you release, and since I released late, I straightly cracked that tree to the right. But I'll gladly crack that tree to the right than a dive bomb to the left. That's why I avoided my destroyer on this throw, because I know how the destroyer always has a strong hook to the left on the end of its path, and I know almost for a fact I'd be fishing for my destroyer out of here. So that's another thing that you got to do when you're playing the sport. Just throw all your discs and kind of pay attention to all their flight patterns, because each disc kind of plays a role in each shot of how you want it to fly. I mean, now if you're really good at the sport, in my opinion, you can get by with very few discs. I'm not at that level, so I have a wide variety of discs. That's why I carry a backpack, and they all have particular flight patterns. But a really good player can usually manipulate a disc to fly the way it needs to. And the way you'd do that is you'd kind of counter your throw. You'd maybe flick it, or you'd throw it upside down, or you'd hammer throw. You'd do something to compensate and make it happen, but maybe in the future, but not anytime soon for me. So let's try this putt here at 6. That's diving down. It's going to be weird. Oh, right there. But we didn't roll too far. So now we're going to take a look and see how we did on 6. Not too bad. This is definitely puttable distance for me. For once, I can say it's my puttable distance. Anything in the 10-foot range should be fairly easy for anybody, even newcomers. So that's 6, guys, on the 7. Alright, here at hole 7, we got 185 feet, par 3. This one seems to be another straightforward one. A little bit of elevation dipping down. But from my last shots I've been doing with the leopard for a straight shot, I've been going over probably around 200 feet range. So I'm going to try to throw this lighter, hopefully get closer to the basket. Let's see what happens. And whoa, I think I overthrew the hell out of that one. Just too much on that one. But that's how we recover. It's going to be an interesting long putt. Man, I really didn't think I threw it that hard. And it almost seems like it caught a gust of wind and kind of carried longer than I wanted it to. But once again, it's something to predict, guys. You got to really pay attention to how much strength you're putting in your throw. And man, that's way over. This is definitely going to be, if I'm lucky, a par 3. So I'm just going to concentrate on maybe landing one heck of a nice long putt, or just getting myself in a good approach spot. So let's plant our bag by the goal and take our putter with us. See if we can make it happen. Man, this is way over. The accuracy was there, it's just the distance was way off. Way off. Man, look at how much just overthrowing really makes your shot way more difficult than it needs to be sometimes. Let's see what we can make happen here. And oof, that's still going to be a tough putt. Still going to be a tough putt. I was trying to angle in it, hoping I could arch it into the basket, and it didn't work the way it felt like it was going to. So we're going to be struggling for par, guys. Definitely struggling for par today. Alright. There we go. Got ourselves par on 7. Now 7 seems to be the only one that doesn't have a number on it, but it's definitely 7 by the map. So, talk to you guys when we get to 8. Alright, we're at hole 8. 220 feet, par 3. Looks like basket is directly behind this tree right in front of you. So to avoid just drilling straight ahead, I'm going to go with a destroyer and see if I can get a nice left hook close to that basket. And how's that curving? I can't see because of the elevation, but hopefully it didn't roll too far. Let's go see what the damage has for us, guys. 220 feet. Yeah, getting distances definitely with time. Accuracy is key. If you're starting out in this sport, I recommend working on your accuracy more than your distance. Remember when I first started playing this, you know, you just want to make sure you can throw as far as you can. You work harder and harder on distance, and it's so hard to get distance when you're ignoring accuracy. But once you master your accuracy, distance will come with time, I've noticed in the sport. And right here is a good opportunity on a birdie on this hole. So let's take a look and see if we can nail this putt here. If not, you're going to definitely be punished in fishing your putter out. So the heat is on this shot, guys. Man, so close yet so far. That is my slogan for this sport. I think it's me getting faked out by all the trees in the railroad. I just didn't want to roll this disc down. But regardless, we got par. On to 9, guys. Hole 9. Last hole of the course, guys. 190 feet, par 3. Another straightforward shot. So I'm going to go with the leopard in hopes I don't overthrow it. Well, the accuracy would have been nice, which I didn't have. Heck, I don't even think I had the distance on that one. It really messes with your mind. Since I overthrew with the Leopard on so many holes before this one, I threw it too late this time, so you really got to get a feel for your throw strength and to kind of control that to get a good feel for if you want it too far or too close. A lot of different things to calculate. Another trick in the sport that I've read about is some people let the disc do the work. And the way that works is when you drive, you throw exactly the same every time. Just as much strength, just as much finesse. You just try to make it a perfect memory muscle. Then you just pick a disc that would purposely have more or less resistance to calculate your distance instead of you trying to calculate it with your own strength. That method's interesting and seems to work for some people. Doesn't work too hot for me though. Well, luckily it's not over, just a little under for the distance. And since it's an elevation shot throwing down, it definitely throws off my game looking at it. And that's what happens. A little bit of a roll. But luckily, should hopefully get par. These are short enough shots to be getting par on most of them for all levels. And that's the game. Par on 9. So overall, looking at the course, you come through this neighborhood over here. There's a nice parking lot over here with their like community center they got for the, or town thing, whatever you call it. And then you got yourselves a bike trail. And you pretty much go full around. You start there and you work all the way around and you wrap around the entire course up to this last hole here, which ends right here, which is at least working towards the parking lot. I always like it when they design it so then you actually end up by the parking lot or right next to the parking lot. And they did a pretty good job on this course. I mean, overall, it's not an awesome course by far, but it's a solid course, I'd say. There's not many long shots on this course because of the constraints they got here. But overall, it's a good course. It's one that'd be good to put on under your belt if you just want to stack courses and say you played another course. I wouldn't go out of my way more than about 25-30 minute drive for this one, but if it's in your area, check it out. I recommend it. And let me know about what other courses you'd like to see me try or what courses you think are good in this area. But till then, I'll talk to you guys next time. Take it easy.